Torp here. First off, I would like to ask you guys to take a minute to really pay attention to something. Just how good do I look with shades on in a video? This is old school shit. We used to do this all the time. We wore shades, and usually it was dark in the room. You could really see how cool you looked in the dark with shades on. It was amazing how badass people looked. It was kind of like those studded belts from the 80s. You know, the bandanas around the ankles. The ripped jeans and the fucking T-tops out with the Bon Jovi playing on the bass system in the back of the 1985 Trans Am. Oh, yes. That's how cool this is. All right. I just wanted to throw that out there so it goes on the record that I can look that cool. Even knowing it's a charade, but still, looks cool, doesn't it? Yeah, they're clip-ons. I'm an old man. I can't wear regular shades because if I do, I'll bounce into walls and shit. I'm blind as a fucking bat, and that's actually giving the bat some credit. So, yeah, missed a video last night. Heard about it. Dated driver. How you doing? How you doing, homie? Yeah, I know some people don't like that term, homie. Sorry, I do. Oops. But there's some good people around here. Speaking of good people, saw a video over there on, God, it's over 2 hours long. Over there on, let me see if I can remember this. I don't know if I want to play this game or not and act like I don't remember it. Oh yeah, DoorDash sucks. Actually, Gig Apps Exposed, Brian. He did a hell of a job. I didn't even know that existed, that video that he critiqued. Awesome. Of course, that was Jeff Thomas Black giving the what for to the fluffernutters. I mean, how? It says it's 8 months old, but I have no idea. Okay, in case you're wondering, Gig Apps Exposed put up a video. It's a little over 2 hours long where he critiqued. And Jeff Thomas Black was in there with Kimmy's Money Plans, Zach Drives Fast, and a few others. Man, he left the place speechless. That's what he does, by the way. Jeff Thomas Black, I'll be honest with you. I could say this and I could say that, and sometimes I get a little fucking nuts myself. I get a little stupid, sure. Of course I get a little stupid once. I'm emotional, damn it. I get emotional. Like, who doesn't? Of course I get emotional. I got issues, man. First, I'm on YouTube. Shut the fuck up. What the hell? As soon as you saw a channel, you knew the guy had emotions. Emotional. That's me. I'm fucking emotional as fuck. Who ain't? God, listen to us all. We've been emotional for weeks now about the Glitchgate, which brings me to my next point. Jeff Thomas Black put him on full fucking blast with facts and calmness. He had a whole panel of fucking would-be people that cannot be shut up and will talk over you. He had them all shut up on their own. Talk about putting those motherfuckers on a leash. Ruff, ruff, ruff. All of those fluffernuffers were speechless. You know why? Because they don't like the truth. The truth is the problem that they have. That's where Jeff Thomas Black came in. And speaking of Jeff Thomas Black, Thomas Schubeck Industries, I'm having so many trouble these days with people changing their channel names, but it is Glitch Dash. Okay? It is. Between him, Glitch Dash, Brian, DoorDash Sucks, and Gig Apps Exposed, all the three right there the same. And then Jeff Thomas Black, I mean, let's face it. Those guys are the voices of this community. For the facts. For the absolute in-your-face, I can't stand it no more, shut the fuck up, because I am one of the fluffernutters. Those guys are fucking butthurting them bad. To the point where they got to start making content about Eli's racism. I just saw that on Patreon. Are you kidding me right now? You know what? Those two complain and say shit about people's hygiene and drinking and smoking, and I'm like, wait a minute. With all this shit that's going on, they're going to focus on something like that? Oh my God, they're running out of content. Wow. These are the two guys that are supposed to be holding the community? They're the high rollers? I mean, and that's what they're going to talk about. Eli's racism. His old videos, to where God only knows what frame of mind the man was in when he said that. And if there is no excuse, I'm sorry. But I think sometimes there is an excuse if you're going to say something like that. If the man apologizes. How many times that man got to say sorry? How many times has Eli got to say he's sorry? How many? Come on. Really? Let me ask you something, Pedro and Hannibal. Every time that you guys screw up, I know you're going to say you never do. I get it. I understand you're perfect. You've told us. But every time that you screw up and you apologize, don't you expect people to take your apologies? Don't you? You do, right? I mean, that's why you apologize, because you said it in a public forum. You kind of want people to hear it. That's why you did it, right? Oh, I would assume so. And then if they don't accept your apology, you get mad at them because it's like, well, you're not as human as we are. We make mistakes, so what? You know, flip of the grease, flip of the grease, flip of the grease, flip of the microphone. I'm like, wait a minute. Ain't that some double standard bullshit right there? Those two are going to call out Eli for a racist remark. I got news for you. I mean, Eli is a lot of things, just like I am, and just like everybody else is that you've ever seen on YouTube. It's not even just a select few. It's fucking all of us. Man, when we get fucking salty, dude, there's a lot of shit that will salt you on this fucking platform. You will get salty at times. And unfortunately, you cannot take it back because it lives on forever on the internet. But what you can do is apologize. I noticed they don't play his apology back. Ain't that a bitch? They will not play his apology back. They just keep on harping on the fact that Eli said some things that he's not too proud of. At all. And he's made that clear. I don't know what the fuck you guys want from him. What are you trying to do? Steamroll a motherfucker? Kick him when he's down? Now, how does that give you credibility? Don't kick him when he's down. Show your humanitarian side and say, look, this guy fucked up. A lot of people saw it. He didn't deny he fucked up, though, did he? He apologized for fucking up. Oh, like you guys had never fucked up. Okay, fine. That's it. I keep forgetting you guys got this perfect fucking content, this perfect content creators. We slam each other in the glory hole every weekend. I get it. I understand. It's kind of fucking played out, but I understand. So, you might ask yourself, that's what I'm talking about everybody else. What the hell's the point of this video? Well, it's quite simple, really. I watched a lot of stuff in the last couple of days, and it's been a lot, actually. Things I'd never even known about, like that one that Brian put up. Jeff Thomas Black just absolutely handed those ass clowns their asses. Unbelievable. They're supposed to be the ones that know more about the system than anybody else does, but yet he fucking pointed out what they didn't know, which was every fucking thing. And what they didn't know, they did know now, and they still won't cover it. They still won't talk about it because they've been using that fucking glitch. Selling everybody a bill of fucking goods, man. They should be fucking sued as independent contractors. I don't even know if you can do that, but I know if somebody puts a roof on your house wrong, you can sure to fuck sue them. It might take you 8 months to collect, but you can sue them. Somebody should be suing these fuckers. Honestly. I mean, like, I don't know, for what, like $1 or a fucking, a new tire for your car or just, bragging rights. Just somebody should sue these fuck nuts the way they lied to us. Oh my God, Kimmy's money plans. Good. Calm down. That fucking face that she made, I couldn't believe it. No wonder why she doesn't talk about it. I mean, she knows she's guilty as fuck. That's not really why I'm making this video, though. Why I'm making this video is I want you guys to know where I think I stand in this community. That's really why I'm making this. I've covered the fact that I think that Thomas Schubeck Industries, Glitch Dash, and Brian, DoorDash Sucks, and AKA I wish you guys didn't have so many channels. I love them all, but it's kind of hard to gig apps exposed. You know me, I'm not good with names. Everybody knows this. It's not a secret. And of course, Jeff Thomas Black. I'm like, those guys have a very specific gift. They're very good at explaining things to where even I can understand them. And I consider myself, I mean, if I had to say it, if I'm going to straighten out my shirt and get rid of a couple of wrinkles up here because these old man arms are starting to look their ass, and I'm not wearing tank tops on here anymore. Y'all see the wrinkles and shit. Fuck my dirty hands, man. Fuck that. These nasty little fuckers right now. You ain't going to look at that no more. But you also ain't going to look at my stretch marks, man. I used to be a fat son of a bitch. I weighed 180 pounds. I'm down to 172, and now my fucking skin's starting to wrinkle. Yeah, it's called a human being. Maybe some of these guys on here forgot that they were human beings. Oh, there you go. Look at this. I'm ready for Hollywood. Oh, that's disgusting. Well, at least I got an Adam's apple. My point here is very simple. I consider myself to be somewhat of the bouncer of the YouTube community that we're in. Just like the bouncer guy. Sort of that. Not a bouncer. I'm not kicking people out, but I'm pointing people out when they fuck up. That's what I do. That's what I've always done. I've never been anything besides that. I'm not the fact caller. I'm not the shock caller. I'm not the guy that comes up with the edited videos and the screenshots and the critiquing. I did a few critiquing videos in my day. Let me tell you something. It was fine, you know. It wasn't sucked. It wasn't, no. But was it like a DoorDash Sucks or a Gig Apps Exposed? Was it like a Thomas Schubeck Industries Glitch Dash? Was it like a Jeff Thomas Black? No. It wasn't like that. It was fine. It was fine. And they probably should have been kept at 5 minutes like they used to be, but I did them many years ago. Don't worry about it. Don't look for them. They're not out here. So I like to look at myself as almost like a Robert Reese in one way. Robert Reese isn't either. He's more of the news channel. And in this community, he is the news channel. He is Hot Facts, right? And yes, I've seen the interviews with all these channels. Pedro, if he doesn't like what you're saying in the interview, he will tell you to go fuck yourself or mute you. That's not an interview. It's a dictatorship on a very bad level. And then you have, who else does those in a shitty way? Oh, Roy. Roy has some game for interviews, some game. His problem is, I think he always forgets during an interview that it's an interview. And no matter how kind he is, or how many good points he brings up, because Roy does bring up some very good points. See, I'm not who you thought I was if you're him. But no, Roy, you got some good points. The problem is, you'll notice that most of your interviews involve talking over. You invite too many people in, the interviews go good, and then they just really suck later. It's like you don't even know what you fucking saw. The point was missed, which sucks, because the point that you bring up is good, and then it falls flat on arguments and talking over each other. I don't know if you smoke, like dope, or if you drink beer. I don't know. I do both. But I don't know if you do. You've never promoted it. We can't tell. But maybe you should try it if you don't. And maybe if you do, you should stop. Because you could be a great interviewer if you just do the interview and not do Roy's ego. Wow, finally, time I got that out. All these arguments about who's the best interviewer. I'm like, well, who's the one everybody talks about? It's Hot Facts for Robert Reese. Did I cover everybody? I think I did. Yes, I did. One last person, and the reason that they weren't involved with that is because I do have a live plan with them tomorrow, sometime after 9:30. It's supposed to be at 9:30, but we've had one confirmation on that. Rev might be busy. He might have to change his plans. I'm not going to hold him to anything. I'm not like the rest of these people that do lives. Like, oh, you didn't show up. You hate the community. It's like, you know, it's been a fucking week, and maybe the man plans changed. I'll contact him later. But that's the one guy right there that I have a special type of shout out for. And that was going to be part of the live tomorrow. We'll see if it happens. It's planned. If it doesn't, don't get you all worked up in fucking knots in the socks. There's about 18,000 fucking lives going up tomorrow. I've already watched everywhere. Cherry, everybody's doing a fucking live tomorrow. The whole world's going to be live tomorrow. So I'm not even sure if Saturday's a good time. But, hey, you know what? If I can get up there for 45 minutes, I'm happy. I just want to be up there with the Rev, because to me that would be going down in history as one of the people that knew what the fuck was right. And the only way you can prove that sometimes is hanging out with somebody that is right. So that's why I have a special place in my heart for the Rev. So we'll see what happens. Don't know. I'm not trying to sell out so fast. I'm not going to do it. No, it's not that at all. It's been a long time I haven't heard from him. Like 5 days. Something like that. And I know he's fine, but regardless. I'm not even sure it's a great idea to fucking schedule a live that's that far away, but you know me, I'm not a live guy. I don't do lives. I've done 2 or 3. They're hard for me. I don't know. I'm more of just a vlogger. So you might want to consider me to be the bouncer vlogger of this community. There you go. I think that title suits me well. I'm the bouncer. I'm not talking about beating people up and throwing up against the wall and being all muscular and all that shit. I'm clearly none of those things. I'm a bouncer with my mouth. Oh, God, here we go with those comments. I can see it. I can't believe I said that out loud. But that's what I am. My mouth is my weapon. That's what I use. I don't go by critiquing. I go by shout-outs to the good, the bad, and the ugly. I call them shout-outs because when you point out somebody's problem, then I guess that's kind of a shout-out to the ugly. And I guess that's what you might want to call a cyber bouncer. I don't know. You guys call it what you want. That's just how I see myself. It's more of a bouncer thing for me. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. It is Friday. I'm at 15:42. These things aren't long enough anymore, but I'm getting to the point too fast. Oh, I got to fix. I'm getting to the point too fast. So I got to slow it down. Puff, puff, give, friends. Puff, puff, give. Puff, puff. Come on now. Come on. Look it up. You see how that's working? That is not a cigarette. No, it is not. That is not a cigarette. Oh. Friday Night Live, baby. That'll clear out your fucking snot. Oh, God. All right. Have I said enough yet? I'm only at 16:29. I'm getting close. For the last video that I made, I want you guys to know this. I was very salty with Jeff Thomas Black. However, I did also say in that video that I wanted to hear a response from him. He made the response, and that thing has been squished. I'll tell you why. There wasn't really a thing there to begin with. He even talked about it with Robert Reese on Robert Reese's last live. He doesn't give a fuck if you say something salty, as long as you keep it real and you're honest. At least with yourself, because he can see that, just like a lot of us in this community can see it when other people are being honest, even when they're not being all that nice and or salty. You can tell when they're being real, and not just fluff or nothing something to get views, which you notice that none of us get paid for. None of us get paid for views. Not one of us in this community is currently getting paid for views, other than Robert Reese. He's earned them. So I kept it so real that most people got quiet. You know what that is? That's respect. They let me come to the next conclusion without assuming what mine was going to be about my brother, Jeff Thomas Black. And make no mistake about it, he is a friend of mine. It does not matter on any other level what anybody thinks, says, does, appreciates, or not. He's a friend of mine. If I had the money, I'd drive out there and hook up with that brother for some good smoke, a good laugh. We kick it up. That would be a great weekend for me and my wife. So there you go. Hope that explains. I told him. He responded. There we go. Both of them were public. No shenanigans. By the way, Jeff Thomas Black, I appreciate what you said in that interview. Was that an interview? I don't know what that was. But yeah, that was good though. That interview with Robert Reese. I don't know what that was, but it was great. I'm not saying I don't know what it was in that way. It was just really good. I enjoyed it. You guys tore it up. This whole community is tore up. We all deserve a pat on the back from each other. Never pat yourself on the back, but when your friends pat you on the back, that's a good day. It's not a bad day. There's worse things that could happen. And one of those worst things that could happen is that you don't keep it real. One of the best things that can happen is when that you find out that the people that you believed in the most during this journey that you're on are actually doing a really good thing for the community, doing stuff that they did months ago that you didn't even know about. It just backs up your point. Instead of being a Pedro and a Hannibal and all that nonsense and all the sugarcoating poop stories, we've all kept it real, haven't we? Look at the price that we paid for that. Look at the fucking the scams that went behind our backs with the trolls. Look at Pedro and Hannibal. They dedicated a fucking channel to us on the side. And that says something, don't it? They might not do it on their own channels, even knowing that a few of us were on their lives. Well, Pedro's live. The only one that had the balls to put us up there for a few minutes, trying to keep himself relevant until his AdSense comes back. Hannibal can't even do that. I don't know why anybody would go on Hannibal's. That's a mystery to me, but that's fine. Hannibal's going to have his following. He clearly does, and those people have been running their heads into bridge abutments for about the last few years, from what I can see. So I tell you guys what, you guys go ahead and you put the music set on stage. You get the band equipment together, you get the band together, you get the songs put together, you get the light show put together, you get the oxygen in the room ready, the drinks ready, make sure everybody has a good time watching a real show about something real as you're keeping it real. Anybody gets out of line, I'll be right there watching, and that's where I kick in. Have a great Friday. See you soon. Torp out.